Hey guys, I just wanted to make a little video here in the town of Skalitz to talk about my desires and hopes for the next sequel of the game. My first hope for the next game is one that's already been promised, and that is a refinement to the combat system. Um, I think that, the combat is incredibly fun in this game, but it is a little unbalanced. Certain encounters are much more difficult than they seem like they were intended to be, just due to the amount of enemies. And it seems like multiple swarms of enemies, there's not really much of a good way to deal with them. Um, yeah, and that is one thing that I think will be fixed in the next game. Um, Another thing is that I would really like a refinement to the crime system. And my specific desire to the crime system is I love the idea that you get caught and you get branded in the face. That's all very interesting. But one of my complaints with crime in this last game is that there's no way to kind of be a secret criminal, you know? I guess there isn't if you think of some of the stuff you do in quests, but like the emergent stuff that you do, you know, the town basically figures out that it's you, without no matter what you do. And I don't really buy the argument that that's realistic because that's not really the way that crime works in history or in the real world, right? It's really not. People do crime because they think they can get away with it and they can blend in. And I don't know. It seems that the reputation, it's really more the reputation system that needs refinement rather than the crime system. I think crime is interesting, but reputation needs to be, a little ironed out. There are even certain factions in this game where you can't get 100 reputation without the correct perks because there's just not enough opportunities to gain reputation. So maybe some way to regain that reputation or something. That's not just trading with traders, because if you didn't know, the traders, if you do the trader trick, it only raises your reputation with the traders of that town, not the entire faction. So eventually, you're going to piss off enough people that you're going to have 100 reputation with the traders and no one else. So yeah, that needs a little bit of refinement. Um, Another thing that I think would be a good interesting addition to the game would be some new skills. And, there's some different skills that I wanted to suggest that they might try and do. And there's some that people have already suggested. Um, some people say that there's going to be a blacksmithing skill. And I definitely agree. You are the son of a blacksmith. That is your backstory, right? It's weird that there's not a blacksmithing skill in the first game. They probably planned on it and just never got around to it or couldn't finish it in time. Um, and another skill I think they might add is swimming. And there's a little cutscene where he says, "Oh, it's too deep. I'm worried it's too deep," and he's going swimming. I think that you might actually have a swimming skill in this game and learn to swim, much like you learned to read in the last game. I think there will be no reading skill, and instead it will be replaced by something new that Henry is learning to do in his life. And I think swimming might be an interesting one because he could never swim in the previous games. So if you could spend time swimming and gain your swimming skill, that would be very interesting. Okay, and the last hope I have for the next game is that my favorite DLC in the last game was, I don't remember what it's called, but after you clear out the camp full of the bandits in Prisbitalis, you can build a little town there. And that was my favorite part of the last game, and it's something that I always look forward to when I play this game. I want to build that town. It's my favorite part of the game. and just hanging out in the town I could do for hours, even though there's really nothing to do there. And that's where I come into my hope is that instead of abandoning that, they make it even better than it was in the last game. That, Henry could own some property, or maybe build a town at some point, and there's just more things to do there. It's more than just a passive money income and some special items. Maybe there's some activities. I spent hours doing little archery contests in Prispitalis just because that was one of the only things you could do there. I I think it would be great if we could have that system even more fleshed out. And if I find out that that's in the game, even if it's not even better, I'll buy it. Right? If it's not in the game, I'll think about it. I'll be like, I don't know. But if there's a way, if there's a settlement that we can upgrade, I'm in, 100%. You better bet I'm buying the game. Okay, guys, thanks for hearing my thoughts on my wish list. This is my third time recording this video because I kept thinking of new things each time. Well, thanks, guys. Bye.